Last thing I want to talk to you before we let you go. The House panel approved the decriminalization of marijuana on a federal level.
Right.
It has to pass, I guess, one more in order for it to actually be legal.
Into the Senate, right.
You expect this to happen?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is my boy Romy will get out of jail after 17 years, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Two, once it's legal in America, right? So what they're saying right now is, I call it the gray market, not the black market, but the gray market is about to blow up even bigger than it was because I just told you, I got another tax per pound.
The taxes on weed are crazy. To be like,
it doesn't make any
I
sense.
hit a spot like down the street to be like, all right, how much for an eighth? $40. Okay, great. Okay, well, with taxes, it's, like $62. And I'm like, fuck kind of tax is this? Like,
right. So it makes...
Was it a 50% tax? Like,
and I want to do it the wrong way. And my daughter said, you've come so far.
Well, Reggie Wright Jr., who's a regular guest on the show, is currently serving time in prison.
Oh, is he?
For doing it the wrong way. He basically had a legal marijuana dispensary, which ended up closing, and he continued to do marijuana business since he already had the connections to the growers and everything, and then he got caught, and now he's doing a year and a half.
Wow. Okay.
That's the wrong way.
Thank you, Mr. Wright Jr., because you talked me out of it. Because, man, it was getting to the point where
leave it alone, man.
I was tasting the weed that was legal, and I was like, this is the deal. They trying to give us all butterscotch.
Right, because I remember I saw this the special, I think it might have been 60 Minutes, where it shows like all the growers in Humboldt.
Yeah.
And it basically shows how none of them are really making money.
Yeah, you saw the profit. I think it was on the profit. But I always bless you. I had to drop off and come here today. I'm literally, because we'll launch in December. And when I bring you the Humboldt wheel, I'm going to bring you 4 ounces of weed.
I'll take that.
All right? A sativa. I'm going to give you 2 indicas, a sativa and a hybrid. Literally 12 farms I had to get these from. And it was the hardest to pick, but we had to pick the best of the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And my daughter was like, they only have 100 pounds of this. And I was like, can you imagine getting cognac from 1919? She was, what are you talking about? And she didn't understand. I said, imagine if there was one barrel that the day after Prohibition, they found it. It'd be the best whiskey you can possibly taste. Mm-hmm. I said, we are going to sell boutique weed and Deuces 22 are the best of the best of the best. The shit that they're getting out here now in California, some of it is just straight up trash, and it's making us look bad. Humboldt is going to be what Napa is for wine.
Well, it's always been.
But it's going to be
since I was in college in the early 90s. Yeah, it was always. I remember going to Humboldt, and it's a haze. I don't fully remember it. I was so high. But Biden actually doesn't support.
That's why I don't support Biden.
Federal marijuana legalization.
I don't support anything about Biden.
He feels it's a gateway drug.
The fact that he used those words means he's
disconnected.
Disconnected.
Well, I can tell you, I've been a marijuana smoker since I was about 18, 19. Mm-hmm. I've never tried cocaine.
Me either.
I've never tried heroin.
Well, I kissed a girl who did cocaine, so I guess I got a little high.
I've tried ecstasy and mushrooms and acid, but I
tried it. I didn't try it. I did it, and it's ayahuasca, DMT, mushrooms, and Molly. Yeah. I'm so happy it happened. All this stuff in my 50s.
Yeah.
Because if I would have had it in my 20s, oh my God, my career would have been about 2 minutes.
Yeah. To me, it's not a gateway drug. It didn't make me want to try harder stuff. I feel that America has basically spoken in terms of what they want. Legally, you can buy weed in, half the country now? Or
11 states.
Okay, not half. So what?
19 for recreation. 20%? You can buy in 25 states, medical.
Okay, so half the country medically, a quarter of the country, or 20% of the country recreationally. You haven't seen any rise in crime or accidents or any type of negative thing. People want to smoke weed. It just is what it is.
I think it was China. So China has such a control on America. So I want to tell people this. A lot of our laws and rules are in place to appease other countries. Let you know that. So in China, if they feel that one of their subjects, because that's what they are, Chinese subjects, one of their subjects have been in America and smoked marijuana, you can get the same treatment you would as if you had weed in China, which is death.
Okay.
So Thailand, where it's really hard to get weed into Thailand because they got chocolate Thai.
Thai sticks.
Thai
Yeah.
sticks, right? But you're allowed to grow your weed on your property. So it's so many rules. And here in California, Gavin Newsom, the governor, great Governor Gavin, decided that limousines and cars will not be allowed to go up and down with the weed. And everybody goes, oh man, you're pushing back. He was like, we're trying to get rid of smog. We're not giving you a license to bring these old cars, limousines out, backing up and down the street with people smoking weed. He was smart for doing that, even though they do it in Denver, and it hasn't proved to be a great thing in Denver. I wanted to put a limo, a Sprinter in Vegas on the strip. You smoke the weed, you smoke our weed while in the car while you're driving up and down the strip. It would have been cool to do here in Los Angeles, but I would have caused a lot of traffic.
Right. Well, now we have that the first marijuana cafe.
Yeah, Law. Beautiful place.
Yeah, what's funny is that I bought some weed, like I bought some pre-rolls down the street here from the studio, and the company that I guess makes these pre-rolls, they were saying how there's like a golden ticket where you could go to the front of the line of this cafe, and I'm like, is it that serious? Like,
well, that company, I'm not a fan of their pre-rolls.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't mention other people's brands.
Okay.
This is 22. But that cafe on La Cienega, on La Brea, it's called Lowell. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a fan of other people's pre-rolls because they dry out. And it's kind of hard to get to. I'm really not a fan of anybody else's weed unless we went to pick it ourselves. And I treat it like it's cognac. I treat it like it's a single malt whiskey. I treat it, you don't want it too dry. You don't want it browned unless it was raised that way. I know people want the best of the best they can possibly get. But the cafe is sexy. It's dope.
We got to take a trip there one of these days.
Yeah, you tell me when you want to go. I got a hookup.
You got a hookup?
Yeah, man, I hooked up.
I didn't want to go there because I wasn't going to wait in line for like some ridiculous
Oh, no, you
amount of
won't
time.
wait in line.
Yeah.
And first thing I did, the second day it opened, my daughter and I go. And they were like, wow, because that's supposed to be our competition. But it's not. I go, we walk through. Everybody I need to meet, I was like, I do not care that you're at a competition. This place is dope.
So you're going to have your own cafe?
We're going to sell pre-rolls eventually.
Okay.
And they're a pre-roll company.
Got it.
Right. But there's about to be a dispensary across the street because you can't buy weed in there. You buy it across the street and walk over.
Right, then walk over, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get around.
Well, it's like Amsterdam. I used to, when I was, during my DJ days, I used to always have a stopover in Amsterdam. And I would always extend that stopover so I could spend like a day or two just in the cafe smoking weed publicly.
And the best weed in there were from California.
Yeah. Oddly enough.
The best wine, the best weed.
Best wine, best weed. All right, John Salley. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
for having me, my friend.
Thank you again for Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes. Yo, Gilbert Arenas is next.
Gilbert Arenas. And Charles Oakley.
Yeah, I got to get Charles Oakley.
Yep.
Charles don't talk that much, but I'm going to get him to get on.
That's what it is. Until next time. Peace.
Deuces.